Like obviously it wasn't a strong run race, and it was just a trial for her. And the plan was to go to Longchamp to show her the track and see what way she reacted on the track, and it was obviously different ground. She has raced on soft ground, fast ground, but we were happy. It ran well, came out of the race well, and like obviously happy as you can be without winning, I suppose. Sometimes you're better to get beat in a trial and everything go wrong than win and everything go right. So I know she seems to be well since then. I think it was probably slowly enough run race. Her last 6 furlongs were by far the fastest than any other horse in the race, and her second last furlong I think was sub 10 seconds. So listen, it was like burning down the straight really, and I think the first, the second, or the first and third were first and second through the whole race. So we were happy. Longchamp can be different, and that's why it was important to get her there if we could, and just to see what way she did react. I suppose Frankie took his time on her and let her relax, and he probably found out a lot about her. Good. She hasn't done much. The plan was that we would be kind of priming her from the Vermeil to the Arc rather than training her, so that's why she went there. So we put a race in between, so it will be interesting to see. We thought she was very good last year, but obviously she probably underperformed. She had a lot of experience. I think she ran it 2 or 3 times before she won a maiden, so that probably stood to her. She was a filly, used to do plenty, so she probably learned to relax and pace herself a little bit better because of that, really. I don't think she minds really, and like obviously we know that she handles soft ground very well, but I always thought that good ground would be her ground. So she's not slow, she's plenty of class. So I suppose ideally nice ground would suit every horse really. I think she's a good cruiser. She quickens. She's a lot of class, I suppose, and I suppose her quicken is more class than real blinding speed. She's a high cruiser, and I think she's a lot of class. Gets a 1.5 miles very well, which is a big help really. We were very lucky that the lads decided to start going to Deep Impact before he was gone really. So I think she would have been kind of one of the first big ones. So I think it was an amazing decision really. She won first time in Ascot, and then she had 2 good runs after that, and probably the pace of her next 2 races wasn't really strong enough for her, but came out of the race very well, and then she went back to the Curragh for kind of an arc trial. We thought the race suited her well, even though she had a penalty. We were very happy with the run. She gave, I think, £9 to the second filly, and the second filly's rated 110 plus, so it was a big run. It was 1.25 miles on a right-handed bend, and we thought that she ran genuine and straight to the line, and we always thought that she would step up going 1.5 miles. I think so. I think it'll suit her well. She's plenty pace, she travels well, and I think she should stay well. He gets on with every horse really. He's the ultimate professional, Frankie, isn't he? And like, we're delighted to have him really. Yeah, listen, like I say, he's a great rider. He's an easy fella to deal with. His info is very good, his feedback is very good. Like, he's a super pair of hands, and like, there's no more experienced big race jockey anywhere in the world, I think, at the moment. Colin rode him. I think he more or less made the running on him. He rode him very forward. Anyway, he went even, kept going, and I think they came to challenge him but couldn't get by him. But I think that was typical him. We were delighted with his run. Very happy. His runs are very good, very consistent. He's a very straightforward horse. Very genuine, relaxes, quickens, stays. The plan for him was that he would go to Longchamp for the trial, and he did. He went there and ran a very good race. He was second to the other Japanese horse. So we were really happy with his run, and he seems to be in very good form since. He's very genuine. He's very uncomplicated. He's very relaxed, and he's very determined at the end, and he handles all types of ground really. Yeah, no, he's a brilliant rider. Like Frankie, another world-class rider, and like, he's all the experience. And if anybody has much experience, it's Frankie. In big races, it's him, you know. So we are delighted and feel privileged that he's coming over. Obviously, when we were first, second, and third in it, was unbelievable. It was something that you could not believe that could ever happen. Listen, there were 3 great horses, and we were lucky to have them all at the one time. Very competitive, hard race to win. You never know what's going to happen in the Arc, and you always just go in and hope that you have a horse good enough. But it's listen, it's one of those very special races that is kind of run once every year really.